Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to the final table of the Prime Poker Open 3500 High Roller. Down to the final four players. They played for up to 12 hours yesterday and made it down to the final four. Nick Papilla with the chip lead. Lawrence, there's Nick right there. On his left is Logan Hewitt, the short stack of the four. And we open with Nick picking up aces. Okay, Nick ran over the table for the final 3.5 hours, and he opens with aces the first hand. Logan may be thinking, you know, I should have been stuck in traffic and not got here. Matt Bond is third in chips, and it'll work its way back around. So Matt with the 9-7, work its way over to Lawrence Chang, who is second in chips, as we get the day set up. Matt's going to get feisty here with 9-7 of hearts, which are great ace crackers. But I don't think Nick's going to flat here.
Raise.
Yeah. And these two have history.
110.
Okay. Nick makes it 110. But these two have history well beyond playing in the high roller here. In fact, I got to go back and look at my numbers, but I'm pretty sure I did a final table with both Matt and Nick there, where Nick cashed for more than 200K in winning the event. So, Matt decides to see if the guy running over the table is just going to keep up his aggression from last night, and, well, he did, but 30 minutes from now, Matt gets to see he slammed into aces. Dan Ross from Holden Media here. You're going to have the Justin Hammer joining you fairly soon. Producer Josh will be on the air, and a host of guest folk. I'm going to be bouncing in and out of this while day 1A of the $1.5 million guaranteed 1700 main event also takes place. So we have a few things going on right now. There's also two satellites tonight at 5 and 8:30. For people to win their way into the main event for just $240. In fact, there was producer Josh just helping Logan figure out how to get his cards on the reader so he can show that he has aces. And we're going to get some action this time. Logan bumps it to 10K. Lawrence is going to flat with Queen 10, and Nick's going to see a flop with King Jack. All the paint represented on the board. 2-3-8 flop. Okay, I was pretty close. 5-4-8. No, I did not see that flop beforehand, folks. I just saw lots of paint out there. Logan's really happy with that right now. And any bet he gets right here, they're just simply going to see it as a C bet. He should get called right here. Lawrence says, you know, it's only Queen 10. And? Nick says, you know what? We're early. You could have easily picked up something there. You could have a flush draw. We're going to let that go away. So there, Nick at 500K, Logan and Lawrence at 260, and Matt not far behind. Hey, and I see somebody saying that they're looking for some etouffee. I see Joy over there in the Twitter chat right now. And I'll tell you, if there was some etouffee coming my way right now, I'd be a happy camper. But I do want to give a shout out to Lisa Fleischman, who brought Chipotle for the tournament staff this afternoon. That helped everybody as we're on what feels like day 200 of this series. We've been here a while. This is our final weekend. We're going to fold this around to the 2 in the blinds. Nick's going to take a stab at this with 8-6 off.
9,000.
Lawrence was from the button. They're catching up now. Logan's going to go ahead and see that, and slightly ahead with his Queen 7. Sixes pair here. That's going to get both players to probably check back 2 pair here if somebody wants to make a stab. But this is pretty early on. We're playing for 36,000 up top. Logan improves to a better 2 pair there. Lawrence has air. Logan's got to put something out. But it's likely not going to find much. And there it goes in. Logan with a couple of early pots here to help him start to build a little bit. And there's a quick look. We are playing blinds of 2-4-4. Players started with 50,000 stacks, so that's why you see everybody pretty deep in this event. 3,500 was the buy-in. And I'm going to grab the payouts here in just a moment. They'll also be flashing across the screen for you. $36,560 is what the winner's going to take home today. $21,940 to the runner-up. Third place gets $13,810, and first out is going to take $89.40 home with it. Oh, nice little, nice pile of change there to play for. It was a $3,500 buy-in for these folks. And all of them are going to be playing this and then making their way into the main event, likely for tomorrow's Day 1B or Friday's Day 1C. Matt in the world of hurt here. His King 9 misses. Nick's going to see if he can get any action off of an Ace 7. And again, when you've played the majority of the pots that, or a majority of the flops that you saw for the final 4 hours last night, you're likely to see that something here, and this could hurt. Matt with the King of Hearts, Nick the Ace of Hearts, and there's 3 out there. Matt probably couldn't get away from anything. Nick checks back. And there's air for both players. Ace High is going to play. Just in case I ran into something, Nick says, I'll check back. Matt doesn't show there, and in they go. So again, 3,500 was the buy-in for this. There are a few events left, but right now is the feature event, the largest guaranteed prize pool in Texas sanctioned poker history, kicked off today. $1.5 million the guarantee, $1,700 the buy-in, the Prime Social Poker Open, $1,700 main event. Day 1A is today with registration until 6 p.m. The same noon start, 6 p.m. reg close tomorrow, Friday and Saturday. 4 opportunities to get a stack in play. Opportunities at 5 and 8:30 p.m. tonight, Thursday, and Friday to win a seat for just $240 in satellites. 3 seats guaranteed in each satellite today, 5 seats guaranteed in the satellites tomorrow and Friday.
Raise.
I'm going to go across here. Matt's just running into things. He opens with Jack Deuce. Lawrence raises with a weak ace beforehanded. You see an ace, you feel like you're in a pretty good place. Matt flips the tables there, catches his jack, and checks it back to get an idea of where he might be. No action from either player here. That king might not make Matt feel all that good. And he is going to check there. Lauren's going to see if that check was a sign of weakness when the king came out. But Matt says, is that really what you're doing? I'll go ahead and make the call. Let's toss a deuce out there and say that Matt turned Jack Deuce into 2 pair. Is that what you would say, Justin Hammer?
That is exactly what I would say. Should we be able to hear each other?
We should, and neither of us can hear one another, so most people in the community would say they're very glad you can't hear me. Matt picks up his first pot of the day and gets himself back roughly to where his starting stack was.
That's a little better, right?
Hey, I hear you.
It's a little better.
Good morning, Mr. Hammer, sir.
Hello, hello, hello.
It's slightly better.
Hello, hello. Test, 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 test.
You were a little bit like Jack in the Box drive-through.
Yeah, now it sounds weird.
Yeah.
Hold on.
Paging producer Josh.
Producer Josh. Producer Josh. Producer, 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 producer. Producer Josh.
So we had aces for Nick, the first hand, aces for Logan, the second hand, and we've not had a whole lot to play with until then. A limp. We'll see what Lawrence's bet was there. In the small blind.
Raise.
Nick in the big. Lawrence opens the 12, Nick raises, and Lawrence walks away. There's a pair for Nick. Might as well go ahead and give a little bit of a shout out here. This is Nick Papillo's birthday.
Happy birthday, Nick.
And he brought family along because he has family in the area. He finished up playing the WPT Deep Stacks 1100 in Choctaw a couple days ago. Finished third for 48,000 and drove down here to see family, celebrate his birthday, and join in the 1.5 million guarantee main event. Thought, while I'm here, I'll jump in the high roller.
I
And he's chip leader.
like that guy.
That's the way to play.
Welcome. Welcome to Prime. Happy to have you here, buddy. And happy birthday. I offered to buy him a drink last night. / early this morning.
Raise.
So although this is four-handed, don't expect this to be a quick table. These four players are going to be pretty patient with their stacks, playing at 2-4. Okay. Nick with more than 100 bigs by himself.
Yeah.
Okay.
The short stack is 50, so there's,
Yeah.
I mean, there's plenty
There's
of play.
plenty of time to get away from a 4-bet or try a 4-bet on your own. Now, I got to give Joy credit here. She's got a point, saying you and I can't hear each other. That means we get to talk about one another.
That's true.
Yeah.
I
can
you
say
can
all I
talk.
want about Hammer, and he can't hear me except for the fact he's sitting, foot away.
That's true.
Actually, I'm sorry. You're sitting 6 feet away. Let's make this socially appropriate.
Yes, we are socially distanced for sure. There's
Logan's not socially distant from those 10s, but he limps with them.
limping 2 10s.
So Matt gets to see a flop with an overcard. Is that the David Brookshire in chat over at Facebook?
It
David.
does. Yeah.
You should be out here, brother.
We had a PLO 8 tournament that he could have come out and played.
You missed a double board bomb pot PLO, David, and you missed an 1100 PLO. Those were trophies that were just, looking for you.
Couldn't beat it.
All flirts are welcome in this chat.
All flirts.
All flirts are welcome. I'm tweeting about this to get us some more viewers.
I appreciate that. 'Cause I'm going to be bouncing in and out of the commentary booth here.
Yeah,
as I go and check on day 1A of the main event. Hammer's going to be bouncing in and out because he only has 373,000 things to do today.
Other than that, nothing though.
David, you sold your house. It says you're moving to the beach. That sounds like you're heading towards my neck of the neighborhood. Where in California are you headed?
The Gulf Beach? The Gulf Coast Beach?
If it's a Gulf Coast
Coming out here to Houston?
yeah, then David would be coming to play the $1.5 million guarantee that's just trying to tease him into getting out here.
Speaking of should be out here,
Where the heck is
Vegas Viet Vo?
Vegas Viet Vo, the defending champ in this
Perennial.
event?
Yeah, perennial winner out here.
If you wonder what we're talking about, folks, this is being streamed not only on Twitch, but also on YouTube and Facebook. And David Brookshire and the defending champion in this event, Vegas Viet Vo, are commenting via Facebook. Due to the wizardry of producer Josh,
Oh
you
yeah.
can see all the comments.
Do we have the payout somewhere? Do we just type in payouts? Is that how you do it?
I would like that.
Raise.
36,000. Oh, there it comes. Yep, sure enough.
Look at Josh.
I knew it was one of those. I
See?
turned all the wrong ones.
It's producer Josh that knows what he's doing.
Yeah, not me.
Second in, way in the distance is Flipmaster Reese, and then there's us.
Okay, good. I can put it back over both ears now.
Now we can do that.
Over $36,000 for first place.
Okay. Vic has a little bit of an excuse. He's playing day 2 of the main right now, and he's tweeting, or he's responding to us on Facebook while he's in Vegas.
Oh,
While
okay,
he has-
fine.
So he's got a stack in front of him,
Dang
and
it.
he's watching this stream.
And I know he's not going to make it out here because he's going to win the main event. So
Right.
that's...
So we're okay with that.
Yeah, at least he'll make Houston proud.
Right.
Good luck out there, buddy.
So I guess he and Ray Henson are going to have to flip for the win.
Yes.
Ray's already made day 3.
Oh, good for him. Yeah, our own Chris Birchfield made day 3, too.
No.
He didn't?
He did?
Yeah, he did.
Well, I may need a drink after that.
You just know,
Love you, Chris.
if Chris can make day 3 of an event with no re-entry, we're all drawing live. We all got a shot.
Hey, Reese is in.
Oh, yeah.
Reese has a live stack today. And Lawrence can take a stab at those 2 10s, and Logan says, I don't like that boy. You can't tell what Logan says because he never picks his head up at the table.
That is true.
Okay. Very low ground clearance there, but it works for him. All these players have history of running deep and walking away with trophies.
Yeah.
Logan won the H-Town Special here last year.
True story. And then final table date again.
Yeah, and final tabled and took 6th in it last weekend. I don't know about Lawrence Chang's runs here in Houston, but I've handed Remingtons to him and
Yeah.
taken pictures of him in LA.
Oh, yeah.
And I truly have lost count of how many winners photos I've taken of Nick Papillo. And he and I've been at tables where I've taken photos of Nick that's at this point probably totaled more than $1 million in winners.
Yeah, he's pretty good.
He's won a few of these things.
He's not bad.
Matt's deep into 6 figures in photos that I've taken of him at tournaments around the country. So there's some healthy folk here.
They know what they're doing. They've got a hefty amount of chips.
Chiming in on Facebook there is number 2 in the Player of the Series race, Travis Speck.
Oh, yeah.
Travis,
Chris?
you're only 10 points back in Player of the Series. You might want to
Get back.
get back over, and you've got 3 more tournaments to play to run up points, not just the main event. Are there other tournaments in this series?
There are other tournaments in this series.
I think there's a pretty cool one coming up. An all bounty.
An all bounty, $1,100 buy-in, $1,000 bounties. Everything goes to the bounties. Once we get to the final table, or whoever's left after the close of registration, turns into a winner take all. So $1,000 bounties throughout all of registration. Then, of course, it turns into a winner take all.
Hey, Travis, hope everything's okay with family there.
Yeah.
Take your time coming back. Family first, brother.
Yeah, we'll be here waiting for you, buddy.
We will hang out. Giovanni, you want to see the payouts? Flip that. Put the whatever the heck sign that is first.
Exclamation.
I think it's called an exclamation point.
Yeah.
And then payouts.
Yeah.
Then it'll bounce up for you. I should know those. I write for a living.
Yes, you definitely should.
They're just called symbol things.
My tweet is not sending. It
See?
keeps getting shot back.
Symbol things work, and Nightbot responds. Thank you, Kowalski. Appreciate you doing that. We're having a couple of technical challenges, shall we say.
There you go. What are payouts, he says. All right. 36,560 for first, 21,940 for second, 13,810 for third, 89.40 for fourth.
And that's the 4 players we have.
That's the end. Yeah. I was.
The rest there are my finishes.
Heads up.
0, 0, 0, 0, 0.
Yeah, that's what I got too, actually.
Lawrence catches his kicker here. Nick's got a backdoor straight draw. Nick now adds up for air, and Lawrence now has third pair. So Nick says, hey,
Bet.
third pair good?
4,000.
Yeah, let's find out if third pair is good. Okay from each player.
Okay, I got the tweet sent. Don't worry anymore, Dan. I got it.
All right.
I got it.
Yes, Mike. All players have locked up 89-40. There's 4 players remaining right now.
See you winner.
Lawrence is good with fourth pair there for a small pot, but Nick's still sitting with a $500,000 in chips. These are three of a small group of players who would be comfortable seeing Nick Papillo with a $500,000 stack. All right, Mr. Hammer, sir, I'm going to make a run of the main event.
All right, I got this. I got my best commentary pants on, ready to go. We are on day 1 of the main event here at Prime Social in Houston, Texas. It's a $1,700 buy-in, $1.5 million guarantee. We don't have a lot of entries so far today. It is Wednesday. We've got flights Thursday, Friday, Saturday.
Raise 95.
That will be the last chance to play. Registration's still open for another 2 hours today. We do have that going. And, of course, if you're like me and you only play a 1700 event, if you can qualify through a satellite, we've got plenty of those. We've got one today at 5 o'clock and another one at 8:30. They both have 3 seats guaranteed. So you can get in that for $240, get one of at least 3 seats that'll be awarded in those satellites. A good way to qualify. I do quietly root for it every series that I'm a part of, where somebody wins a satellite and then wins the main event. Just because I think that'd be cool. It's going to happen at some point. Logan with the King Jack of Hearts here. Nick has
Raise 10,000.
9-10 offsuit. Nick raises to 10. Logan calls out of the small blind. Matt folds the 9 deuce. They're going heads up to a flop. Good flop for Logan as he flops top pair.
Bet 6,000.
Leads right out. Nick throws it away. Logan wins the hand. This was a $3,500 buy-in high roller event that got 25 players. We are down to the final 4. We take a look at the payouts there. 4th place guaranteed $89.40. All these players are guaranteed money. It was a nice little turnout. Fun event. There will be sweats on Saturday during the main event, assuming that we have the table space for them. There will be sweats going most every night, but yeah, no more satellites on Saturday to get in on Saturday.
Oh.
And then, of course, we will have the All Bounty Turbo on Saturday night.
Raise 13,000.
Looking forward to that. $1,100 buy-in, $1,000 bounty for every player you eliminate.
Heads up.
Queen, 8, deuce, all spades. Tough to miss them both much more than that. There's a gut shot for Matt. Lawrence had the best hand with ace high. Now he has the best hand with the pair. Matt can catch a 9, Jack 10,
Bet 7,500.
or just catch a fold. Orange makes the call here with a pair of 5s. 4th spade hits the board. Interesting to see what happens here. Seems possible that whoever fires would win the pot, but everyone at this table is much better at this game than I am, so.
Bet 15,000.
Does bet 15,000. And Lauren's thinking about it here. He's got a pair of 5s. It does put 4 spades on the board, so any spade is a flush. Lauren's probably trying to figure out if he had a high spade, why he didn't bet on the flop, maybe. What kind of hand would bet that river? Would he have led on the flop if he had a spade in his hand? Does decide to let it go. Shows some pretty good instincts thinking about it there, though. Seemed like something might be fishy, and he was right. Tough to make that call with bottom, well, not bottom pair, but 3rd pair, 4th pair. We have 4 players left. The High Roller at the Prime Poker Open in Houston, Texas. This series was 16 events over 18 days. We just got started with the main event, $1,700 buy-in, $1.5 million guarantee prize pool. Currently 77 entries in that tournament. Gonna need that number to get to 1,000 over the next 3 days in order to hit that guarantee. Otherwise, decent chunk of overlay coming. Prime has, of course, honored all of their guarantees throughout this series, as they will do for this one. So, if you can get out here in the next few days, I recommend doing so. Even if $1,700 is out of your price range. $240 satellites with at least 3 seats guaranteed. 2 tonight, 5 tomorrow, and 5 on Friday. Good way to get into the main event for only $240.
Sounds like some pretty decent value there.
Value Town.
Can we break that down? What is, I mean, what's like the percentage that you save if you get into a satellite?
I think it's 33% or more on car insurance if you switch to Geico.
Yes, yes.
Oh, but the answer to your question is, let me just do this off the top of my head. Definitely not
Raise
pulling out a
11,000.
calculator. Wait, I forgot how to do math. 85%. You can save 85%.
Wow. That seems significant to me.
You could save 85% or more on turbine entries if you switch to satellites. We don't have a cool talking gecko, though.
We do have a cool talking Joseph here.
Big ups to Prime for honoring those guarantees. Earning the trust of players will only help them in the long run. Agree to agree. Squish RX. Agree to agree. Gotta honor those guarantees.
So Logan here does have the best hand with a pair of
Bet
7s.
10,000.
I'm going to check his option around to Lawrence with 2 3s in his hand. I'm going to bet.
Heads up.
Logan calls it. Pair of 7s. King on the turn. 2 spades on the board now.
That would have gave Matt the best hand that he continued.
But he didn't. So
But
it
he
didn't.
did not. So he lost. Correct. Logan's going to check. Looks like Lawrence still got some fire left in his
Bet
hand.
37,000.
Whoa. Big makes a bet.
Oh, gets it through.
That's tough to do, make that bet.
Yeah.
Two people with all over cards. With 2 3s. Although you know what the great Rudy Tomjanovich, Houston legend, coach of the Rockets, Rudy T. What did Rudy T say? Dano? No, not that. No. I thought Latrell Sprewell broke his face.
Raise 14,000.
Like Logan's gonna bump it up here with Ace Jack off suits out of the small blinds. Action now back to Matt. Can't see his cards just yet.
Never underestimate the heart of a champion.
But those are not calling chips, Justin. Those are raising chips.
Raise 40,000.
We can't see his cards.
You can't. Looks like he hasn't spread them out for us to see.
There was a raise to 14, 3-bet to 40. Logan goes all in and gets snap called.
2 queens? Ace Jack versus 2 queens? Logan will need an ace to survive here. Matt does have him covered. Ace does not come. Logan is going to be our first elimination of this.
40, 250 to start.
Logan gets 4th place. What a bet, says Mike A. We can see his cards now. 4th place is $8,940. Nice job, Logan Hewitt. Oh.
249.
Yeah, he's up like 195. That's not bad.
They're counting down to make sure. Our graphics say that he is out. However, just like the little yellow line,
238.
the actual count is what matters.
Had it every time. I had ace queen the other time I raised you.
Nice job. I'm assuming Logan will probably jump into the main event and quite possibly bag the chip lead. That's what he does.
Quite the crusher.
Quite the crusher, indeed. Great job, Logan Hewitt. That's what Scott says. I agree. Great job. Great.
Looks like we are going to have... Logan is eliminated, contrary to what the graphics say.
3 players remaining.
3 of them.
Matt, Nick, and Lawrence.
The 3 Musketeers.
Raise
Yeah.
10,000.
Don't let the number of players fool you. They are still extremely deep. This could be a very long final table.
Heads up.
We're going to go to flop here. Lawrence's Ace Jack versus Nick's Queen Jack. Lawrence had him dominated, and Nick just smashes the flop with a queen.
Bet
So
12,000.
now who's dominated? Producer Josh?
Lawrence would be dominated. He is a severe unfavorite.
Unfavorite? I don't think that is a word.
That's all right. Oh, wow. Okay. So that's going to give Nick 2 pair here, and Lawrence 2nd pair, top kicker. Lawrence did float that flop. He did call. Called
Bet
12,000 on that flop.
35,000.
Then hit a pair.
And then hit a pair. So I don't imagine he'll be folding to this bet here either. Floating the flop with ace jack high and you hit one of those cards.
Maybe he'll turn it into a mega float.
Mega. He does only have those 3 outs. He can only hit an ace to win.
Which aces can he hit?
All of them except for the one that's in his hand.
I'm going to need you to be more specific.
Not the ace of diamonds. He has every other ace available.
That's the same amount of specific. 8 of hearts.
Does get there.
Complete some draws.
Maybe Lawrence can find a bluff here.
It actually completes like
All
almost
straights.
all the reasonable draws. Both 2 open-enders get there. Flush draw gets there.
He is going to check, probably just trying to get to showdown.
I think Nick is probably going to bet. It's his birthday. He's got 13,000 locked up.
It's his birthday. I was unaware.
Yeah.
Nice.
Bet 40,000.
Floor call's going. Oh. Lawrence thinking about it. Are you guys casting online or physically there? We are physically here.
Call.
Lawrence does call here. Let me get the bad news. It's going to take down a pretty large pot. 200K in there. That's pretty big. This final table.
We are in a booth that's right next to where they're playing poker, right out there. We could open the door and go out and see them. However, we are watching a replay, not a replay, just a delayed live feed. So we're watching it live with y'all in the chat. We see it as you see it, but everything we're watching happened 30 minutes ago. Nobody has access to the whole cards until 30 minutes after
Well, except
they
for
play.
the players themselves.
Yeah, each player.
I would
Actually,
assume they would know what.
we grant access to the whole cards. Every hand, one player gets access to one set of whole cards. That's the deal that we have when they sign up for the tournament. You can get a sneak peek at your own whole cards once per hand.
James Duke in the chat giving some congratulations to Logan. Another deep run for Logan, he says. Congrats. Good to see you in here, James. Always a pleasure.
Frogman J. Is that Frogman Jordan? Is that Jordan? What we are watching right now is delayed. It's on a 30-minute delay. Oh, okay.
So
Raise
this
8,000.
all actually happened 30 minutes ago, but we are watching it as if it was live commentating. Oh, okay. He was trolling. Oh, okay. Trolling is allowed, that's fine.
I was trolling a little. Do you know Frogman Jordan? Do you know the actor who played Froggy in The Little Rascals? His name is Jordan. He plays poker. That was that connection. If you look him up, Jordan Blake Warcol. He played Froggy in The Little Rascals. He was a regular player when I was in LA and plays a lot of online. Super nice guy.
Lawrence is going to check his options. We are going to see a flop here. Matt has this hand
Heads up.
dominated.
Bet 4,000.
Lawrence is going to lead out. Matt's going to come along with ace high. Rightfully so. The best hand. No clubs on the turn.
King of clubs.
Checks through. Matt's going to hit his ace on the river. I can't imagine Lawrence continuing his hand any further. Given the run out of the board.
Bet 30,000. Ain't not show up. Yeah, gang up 30. You got it? Lines are up.
Well, looks like we have
They're up 2,500.
Hey, Josh, what's up?
we have a replacement for Justin, Mr. DJ.
Yeah, hey, he's got to step out for a bit. What's going on here? We got the high roller event. Just coming in to help finish off flight 1A of the main event, and we've done 2 satellites. So
Yeah. Tell us about those satellites.
bring me up to speed. How are we at over here?
We started four-handed. We lost Logan. Logan took home $8,000.
All right.
Matt,
Not bad.
Matt busted him. Kings versus Ace Jack, all in 3. As you can tell by his chip stack there.
All right. Yeah. No, he's got all the colors. He's ready to roll.
Raise 13,000.
The first hand of this table here, Nick just has pocket aces.
It's a great way to start off a main event or a high roller final table.
Yeah, he opened to like 10K. Somebody 3 bets into his aces, and he just like 4 bets and takes it.
Wow. Hey, have they announced the dealer of the series for this series yet?
Don't know.
I don't know. I was curious.
No?
I
Not
don't-
verified. We don't have
Bet
that verified.
3,000.
Not verified.
All right. Well, hopefully that'll be announced soon. I can't wait to see who finds out and plays this main event. $500,000, $1.5 million guaranteed
whoa.
prize pool. Sorry.
Yeah.
I thought we would just go $500,000. $1.5 million guaranteed prize pool. 1,700 is the buy-in. 50,000 in starting chips. 40-minute levels day 1. It's looks like it's going to be a good little sweat.
Yeah. Yeah, for those of you that don't know, we are doing a promotion for our staff here, the traveling dealers that we have from out of town, as well as our house dealers. One dealer will be picked based on many different things to have a 100% free roll into this main event.
Raise
paid for by
10,000.
Prime. And half of their action will be their own, and the other half will be put into the dealer choke pool.
That is correct. Yeah, so
not only is he sweating. Oh wow, okay.
uh-oh, we got a big hand here. Sorry about that, guys. I know we do have a poker tournament going on.
Looks like Matt's gonna ship it with 2 red 8s, and Lawrence would be at risk should he call with King Queen offsuit.
I don't know if he's been seeing any hands or picking up any hands. If he hasn't, shoot, that looked like aces to me, but
Yeah. Lawrence has been pretty bluffy
okay.
with this table, honestly. Turning some hands into semi-bluffs.
Knowing that he's all in for his tournament life, I don't know.
Yeah, this is a pretty large event. I mean, the pay jump between 3rd and 2nd is fairly significant.
Yeah.
It is a coin flip. However, he does not know that, but it is a coin flip if he were to call. Matt is slightly ahead.
Wanted them all forward, yeah.
Lawrence is deep in the tank here.
Yeah, he is. I bet you if he saw what he was going up against, he'd probably call and take a
Yeah.
spot to gamble. But again, I don't know what
He definitely is the shortest stack at the table here with less than 200,000 in his stack. Matt and Nick both have over 500,000 does need to find a spot to get his money in and try to get lucky.
Yeah, oh, it looks like he
And
found
he
it.
will.
He's going for it. All right.
He's going to be looking for one of those kings or one of those queens. And Matt is going to be looking for the opposite of that.
Uh-oh. Picked up more outs. Uh-oh, here it comes. Oh!
Okay, wow. Lawrence is going to catch the king. He
Gets
has the
there
best
on
hand
the
on
river.
He will double up through Matt here. You know, I'm always so curious to wonder what's going through Lawrence's mind. What are all the thoughts that's going through his head, whether he's calling, whether he's holding. You know, there's got to be so many implications that come into back to this.
Yeah, that's why those who know play and those like myself who don't work the floor.
Yeah, guaranteed money.
Yes. Nice double up for Lawrence there.
Yes, much needed as he was very short there. You take a look at the payouts
Yeah, you're
there.
right. Those pay jumps are gonna
That's
get there.
that's a lot of money to take.
Oh, yeah. What are we into? 40-minute levels? Are they playing hour levels?
Hour level.
Hour levels? Wow, a lot of play.
We did come back to 2,000, 4,000. Those are the lines that we came back to today. So that's definitely plenty of play left.
Hey, Jerry, what's happening, my man? Yes, that is
Raise
me, sir.
13,000.
Miss you guys back home. God, man, where's the phone call at? I'm waiting for it. But we'll see what's going on for 2022. But for the meantime, we're here helping out my boy Justin Hammer get through this main event. $1.5 million guaranteed prize pool for $1,700. A lot of satellites still to be played for $240. Got a couple satellites
Raise
tonight.
50,000.
And what, 3 more starting days?
3 more.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun. So
We're expecting so many people to show up for this tournament that we are renting a tent. We are putting a tent outside, an air-conditioned tent. I'm actually going to go get some carpet, make it nice in there.
nice.
And we're going to put some extra tables in the tent outside.
No.
I know that sounds pretty like, let's go camping in the backyard with a tent. But no, this is a high-quality tent that will be air-conditioned. That's
No,
the only
we-
way we can fit more people
We
in here.
used the tent in February.
February, I think one of the two.
February we used the tent, and again, it was perfect. It was fine. It's a great. Like I said, you took care of it. The players
Raise
were comfortable.
13,000.
I know they got a big old tent over there, but we're here in Houston right now, about to play the main event. Got to come in the booth with producer Josh, getting ready for the evening. Do they estimate what time they're going to be bagging up tonight for flight 1A?
I have not heard those estimates. I have not. Registration is still open, I believe.
Yeah, registration's going to close at 6 o'clock. You of those on the West Coast, on the California side, it'll be close to 4 o'clock. Hop a flight down here. Spirit, United, come on down, bring a friend, 2, 5, 10. Come on down and support Justin Hammer in this main event. He's put together a great series, and it's been just a blast coming out here every single time.
Raise 12,000.
And for all those who don't know, on the East Coast and who travel, we also have Jordan Cutter here. He does help out with a lot of the premier events in Florida, up in Thunder Valley. He's also here running the show. So we got a great team. We got a great staff. Come on down. We got a great group of dealers. Plenty of action here at Prime Social, 7801 West Keimer Road.
There you got it.
Hell yeah.
Jerry says he wants to slap a logo on that belt. Well, the DJ, where would he go to make something like that happen? You see right there on that red logo, info@primesocialtx.com. Just send us an email with your inquiries. Give us a little bit about yourself, your business, what you want to put on there.
And Jerry, I'm sure you would slap the coolest logo there. If you guys ever get a chance, look at the chat. We got DJ Jerry Felony in the chat. He does have he is a DJ back home, and he's great. His music is a lot of the stuff that I love, and he puts it down on the ones and twos.
Matt here is going to call with 7-5 of
Raise
hearts.
16,000.
And Lawrence is going to exercise his option with 6 deuce offsuit and bump it up to 16,000.
Yeah, see, like I said, those who play, play, and those who don't, work the floor out.
Exactly. He knows something we don't.
He does.
Heads up.
Hearts on the flop.
Well, if he is first to
69.
lead, Matt's first act,
Yes.
all right, I think Lawrence can take it down with this, with a bet.
Well, maybe not. Or Matt does have a flush draw.
Oh, see?
Bet 20,000.
I think Matt's coming along for 20,000.
Starting stack of 12.
And he does. Off to a turn here. See if Lawrence has it in him to continue applying the pressure here. As Matt does trick it back to him once more. Lawrence really doesn't have too many options here. He either needs to continue to apply the pressure that he has been, or he just has to give up, I think.
And it looks like he's going to start
Those are betting
putting
chips.
a little pressure on him.
Bet 59,000.
That's a pretty hefty bet there. See how Matt chooses to proceed with his flush draw. We can tell Matt is actually in the lead there with 7 high.
He was.
He did not know that, of course.
Lawrence, that is a great play.
Very nice. Nicely done. Lawrence has been picking up a lot of pots like that.
Oh, has he? Okay.
He's picking his spots very well. Yeah, for those of you who have your volume turned up and you can hear in the background there, you'll hear a lot of background noise. There's tons of tables with people on them, shuffling chips, talking, laughing, having a good time. There's a lot going on here today. If tournaments aren't your thing, that's okay. We have plenty of cash action for you as well. I think we
Raise
have
16,000.
1-3 no limit live games and a couple 1-2 PLO games running right now, and it's still early in the day.
Heads up.
Yeah, no, it'll go deep into the night as well. Plus, it could carry over 24 hours. These games go all night. The action here is insane. Once again, that's at 7801 Westheimer Road. Prime Social is the spot to play. And again, with all the action going on, with this tournament going on,
Bet 13,000.
Oh my goodness. Wow, thank you for reminding us, Dan. Yes, we do have an awesome promotion going on for cash players right now. If you purchase $100 or more in time, we will match that 50%. We will give you 50% of whatever you purchase for free, just for buying $100 or more. And it gets better. If you purchase $250 or more, we will match it 100%. So if you come in and you buy $250 in time, you will actually receive $500 in time. That's a lot of hours. That's a lot of hours you can sit here and play poker.
all right, ace deuce, ace four.
Raise
All right, looks like
12,000.
Lawrence is going to raise it up. Nick coming along for the ride. Matt got out of the way.
Heads up.
All right, Lawrence with the nut flush draw. Nick with just a pair of deuces. Lawrence is going to look to lead out right now.
Bet 11,000.
You guys are the professionals out there. You know if you would continue on with this, knowing that you do not have a flush draw that does come.
34,000.
So this is, again, if you're just tuning in, it is our high roller final 3 of this event. We do have our main event going on today, Thursday, Friday, and the final day on Saturday. $1.5 million guaranteed prize pool. It's going to be quite a sweat to get it there, but again, I got a lot of faith in Mr. Hammer over here, putting together a great series and a great final event to close it off. Those of you flying in, come on down, say hello. Lawrence isn't going anywhere with his nut flush draw. And he gets there. How many left? There's just 3. 3 left in the main event. I mean, in this high roller that you're watching right now. We'll follow along with the action. Once we get down to the final table of our main event, that'll be the next event that we'll be streaming as far as tournament-wise goes. Tomorrow, we'll see what's on the live stream for our cash games. Sometimes no limits, sometimes PLO. But something is always being streamed over here at Prime Social. Players that are interested in playing a satellite tonight, we do run them at 5 o'clock and 8:30. $240 is the buy-in.
Bet 70,000.
Win your $1,700 seat for just $240. They take about 4 hours to play. And it's a cheap way to get into a $1,700 main event. All right, let's get back to the action. Nick with the Jack 7 is gonna hold. Matt Lawrence with pocket 6s. Matt, we're not able to read his cards right now, so it looks like we'll have to play a mystery hand here on what he
Raise
could have.
16,000.
If you guys have any questions about Prime Social, anything you might add, go ahead and put them in the chat. I know producer Josh, Justin Hammer, would be more than happy to answer your
60,000.
questions coming in.
Yeah, can I order
3 bets, 60,000.
we have a break in like 20 minutes? So I want to get it like after.
Just sitting here thinking what Lawrence could be thinking of. Raised, and then he got re-raised.
All in.
And he pulls the all-in trigger. Matt looks at his hand, can't really tell what he has. God, looked like a face card, maybe ace-jack it looked like. But whatever it is, he laid it down. And on to the next hand. Chip counts. Nick still in the lead. Lawrence in second. Matt followed in third. We're on our levels over here, players. And our main event, our day one, is going to be paying 12.5%, playing down to 8% of the field. Those 8% will come back on Sunday at 1 o'clock. $40-minute levels on day one, hour levels on day two.
Race 13,000.
All right, let's follow along with the action.
Race
Lawrence races
12,000.
on the button with his 8-10 off-suited. Matt with a 7. Coming along. All right, we got three-way action. Everyone's
players.
in. Wonder if something's going on with Nick's reader this time.
Bet 14,000. Raise 52,000.
It's been a pretty quiet hand. Lawrence flopping top pair.
Oh, Matt's raising. Matt checks. Matt checked the flop. Lawrence bet 14,000, and now Matt's raising to 52,000. With nothing but ace high, he does have the nut flush blocker. Some cards, some backdoor straight cards he could hit.
Yeah, it looks like Lawrence isn't going to believe him.
52.
Uh-oh.
Just a flat call. We are going to see a turn. And it is the 3 of spades. That's a very good card here for Lawrence.
It is a good card for Lawrence, but if Matt can apply the pressure,
He could take it down.
he could take it down.
There's a lot of hands that beat 10-8 here.
Yes.
You know, 10-9. 10-10.
Yeah, he could be
10
going
queen.
up. No, for sure. Like I said, sitting on this side of the table, yeah, you can see everything. It's easy.
Yeah.
Poker's great. Sitting on that side, probably a little bit more difficult. Oh. Matt checks. Lawrence might be looking to check back since he was already...
Maybe for pot control, check back here. The pot is pretty big already. 145,000 in there. As you see there, Matt only has about 200,000 behind.
If Lawrence bets and gets re-raised, he could be put to a tough decision. Yeah, he might want to check back to him and... Uh-oh.
Yeah, I think if I'm Lawrence here, I think checking back is good. Controls the pot and gives you an opportunity to reevaluate on the river. But That's why we're
Well,
in
that's
here and
why
he's
we're
out here.
That's why we're here, and they're playing for a lot of money up top.
He is going to put Matt all in, and Matt immediately folds. It's just what, 74? I'm not sure if you just put that in or not, but I'll go ahead and answer again anyway. There are 3 players left. We have Matt in the 2 seats, Lawrence in the 4th seat, and Nick in the 6th seat. We see Nick there with the Jack 6 offsuit. You saw his card before he was there. Doesn't like it. Gonna let it go. Back to the spots. King 8 for Matt here. And Lawrence dominating him with King 10 of spades. Matt is going to call. I imagine Lawrence will be raising those big lines here.
Yeah, no, he seems to up the aggression recently. He's been picking up some hands and stuff, so looks like he's got some chips to splash around in.
16,000.
Players, it's been a pleasure to sit in here and chat with you for a bit with producer Josh, but some of us have to go to work. We do have 2 satellites coming up right now at about 5 o'clock Houston time and 8:30. Both of them have main event seats guaranteed. We do have 3 more flights Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. $1.5 million guaranteed prize pool. 1,700 is the buy-in. Hope to see you here. You can follow Justin Hammer on Twitter for more information at the Justin Hammer. You could also follow myself at DJ Vegas 3 on Twitter. We'll answer all your questions. Come on out. Pleasure to talk to you. Josh, thanks for having me. I have a job to do. Take care, brother.
Always a pleasure. All right, as we do get to the flop here, does come king high 2 diamonds. This is going to definitely, oh my goodness, I think it is safe to say that at some point in this hand, all of the chips will get in. 3 of a kind for both players. 3-handed, these players have to assume that they just have the absolute nuts here, if I was to guess. I definitely don't think there's any way either of them can get away from this.
Bet 40,000.
Lawrence does lead out for 40,000 here.
15-minute break in the main event. CJ just showed up just for the break. 15-minute break.
As I am joined back by Dan the Man Ross.
Good morning yet again.
Dan's coming in the middle of this hand, so we're going to fill him in here.
Trips and trips.
Trips and trips. 3-handed, I think that's pretty nutty.
Yeah.
Matt does decide on just a call here.
Yeah, we're going to chop this.
Wow. Matt got very lucky here.
He was drawn to 2 cards for a chop. Ace or a jack.
Or an 8 to make the winner. But
2 to a chop and 1 to win. And he gets one of the 3 cards that allows him to keep chips.
All in.
all in
Call.
and a call.
And Matt's like, oh, come on.
Lawrence is going to see the bad news. Matt is going to see the good news.
Yeah.
Okay, so when I left, these 2 stacks were flipped. So Lawrence double through Matt?
Yes.
Okay.
Matt moved all in with 2 red 8s. And Lawrence went in the tank for a significant amount of time with King Queen offsuit. He was very short. He had right around 200,000 in chips and ultimately decided on a call and hit a king on the river for a full double.
And what's interesting, we're looking 3-handed and seeing 2 players with 100 bigs each going, that player is short. Got 40 bigs.
Right.
There's that deep in the event here. And that's part of what makes that such a tank there. Because when you think, oh, I'm the short stack, I'm okay here with King Queen, I'm live. You lay it down, you got 40 bigs.
Yeah.
You're 3-handed, yeah, you need to get action. However,
The tournament does have to end at some point. But
well, Matt,
it was not that time
You know, I was talking to Matt as they wrapped up last night. He said, you know, we play for 6 hours.
Yeah.
So
Oh,
the players here,
Was
Matt
Matt
here
one of
with
the-
cards in the air at 3 o'clock, they expected to be here until well after dark.
Was Matt one of the starters who was there for Cards in the Air?
He was not. Lawrence is Lawrence actually was the first buy-in for the tournament
Okay.
and has made it to three-handed. So he played a long time. Matt got here in level 2.
Okay.
So he was an early buy-in. Nick got here fairly early, but he literally was coming straight from Choctaw to get a stack live. Second pair for Nick, third for Lawrence.
Also gives Lawrence the nut flush draw here.
So
bet 15,000.
I don't imagine he'd be folding.
not going to go away.
Looks like we're having some issues with that King of Clubs reading on the board there. 6 of diamonds on the river is not going to get it done for Lawrence. He'll have the best hand too.
And this temporary chip lead for Lawrence is just about to level up.
Bet 30,000.
Every once in a while, this is where Nick's aggression can get him a call. He's probably more likely to get a call in this situation from Matt because the two of them have played at so many final tables together. Lawrence, of the 3 of them, not saying that any of the 3 are tight, Lawrence would be known as the tightest of the 3 players when it comes to a situation like this. Nick, the most likely to fire there with 7-9 of diamonds.
Lawrence does find the call button, gets the bad news.
So every once in a while, you just have to look and go, you know, I've got the chips, I got to see what you have. I've got to know what you're playing. And you're going to do something.
That information is wrong there. Looks like the 7 of diamonds picked up on the board. Lawrence did not win that hand. Nick did win that hand with a king. And yes, Nick did fire out that 30,000 and Lawrence called. And Nick took the pot down. A little over 100,000 in that pot.
Raise 11,000.
Lawrence on the button here with 10 deuce of clubs. Bump it up to 11K. Nick with a very pretty looking queen jack of diamonds.
Raising
Raise
chips.
35,000.
That is a free bet to 35,000. Matt's going to let his unknown hand go. We're back to Lawrence on the button. See how he chooses to proceed here. He's going to let it go. Another pot. Nick swings.
Open with the text dolly. Say, I don't like that 3 bet.
Take a look at the V-pip there. Lawrence is the leader of the VIP club. 65%. For those of you who may not know, VPIP stands for voluntarily put in pot. So those percentages you're seeing are the percentage of time that the player is voluntarily putting chips in pot, meaning anytime they put money in the pot, that is not forced.
So right now,
Blind.
being 3-handed, you have that option one every 3 hands.
Yeah.
Small blind, you're in the big blind, or the VPIP counts.
Yep.
Raise 12.5.
And Logan didn't see a lot of hands at this final table. So,
Oh wow, Lawrence with
Hello.
2 jacks here.
and Nick is open for 12-5. That's a healthy raise.
That is very healthy. It's like 52,000?
53,000.
53,000. Nick's going to take a gander at the clock up there.
I'll take a look up there and see what the blinds and antes are and when they're going up. And the fact that I'm still sitting around 100 bigs.
I think they are close to a break time here.
Yeah, not this time.
All right. Past couple hands, there's been some back and forth between Lawrence and Nick.
So there you see the board. Both Lawrence and Nick with 100 bigs.
Yeah.
Okay. And your short stack is 39 bigs.
Yeah, that's
So when they bagged stacks last night, and Matt said, you know, we could easily play 6 hours only four-handed. He had a good idea that they were going to lay down a lot of hands and see a lot of hands, and it would take an awful lot to get the stacks in the middle.
10 on the button here
Raise
for Matt.
13,000.
Gonna bump it up to 13,000. Weird to be or say. Probably not gonna get any action. Nick looks at deuce 3 offsuit. You see there the pre-flop raise percentages. That's the time that each player has raised the pre-flop. Oh. Okay, hello there. Nick has to like those two cards.
Yeah, but he doesn't like his opponent's cards.
Nope.
Raise 15,000.
He could get a call here from Matt in the big blinds. He does. Matt's
You know,
in
I have
defense.
2 hearts. It's three-handed.
Yeah, yeah.
I could flop something that could hurt the world here.
Okay.
Or-
Nick's just gonna flop the stones. Matt is drawing absolutely dead.
And he just has nothing to fire back at. Okay, so we're saying that these guys have seen each other quite a bit. Last time I saw Nick and Matt at a final table, we were over in Blackhawk in Colorado. Nick was 6th, Matt was Matt was 2nd in a $900,000 prize pool tournament. So Matt picked up 124K, Nick picked up 30K there. Nick's won that event before. Looking back through my files to see if Matt made the final table
Raise 10,000.
when Nick won there. So they both, Blackhawk's a place that they both used to travel up to when I'd head up there. I'd see them 2 or 3 times a year, 5-6 years straight.
Heads up.
Plenty of history here between the two. We are going to see a pretty decent flop for both players. Nick is going to flop open-ended Lawrence with a queen-high flush draw. And also open-ended. It is actually a coin flip between these two hands here. That's surprising to see. The deuce of spades on the turn is going to significantly change those percentages. Nick's going to jump into the lead. The 9 of diamonds would just be a
That's
disgusting card on this
33,000.
river here. Nick's gonna let the best hand go. Lawrence did have 13 out there.
I just glanced back through there, and Matt did not make the final table when Nick won Blackhawk. But I am going to throw a little bit of a needle out here, not for either of them, but kind of in respect for Nick Papilla. When we all got locked down back in March of 20, Nick Papilla was the reigning Heartland Poker Tour Player of the Year. And Nick has, it's either $10,000 or $15,000 worth of buy-ins and travel expenses coming from the now nearly defunct Heartland Poker Tour owners of Penn National Gaming. And the folks at Penn will not respond to Nick as to what's going on. I've been one of the few people who's managed to get any response at all from the folks who own the Heartland Poker Tour, who, like every other poker tour in the world, closed up shop in March of 2020. They claimed 3 months ago they were going to restart at some point, and have refused all my phone calls since then, refused everyone else's. Nick has tried to find out what's going to happen, because they do, at the very least, owe him to pay that money out if they're not going to ever restart the tour again, and they've just ignored him to this point. So, I covered every single Heartland Poker Tour final table for almost 9 years. Great group of people behind the scenes there with Jeremy Smith, Corey Stewart, and all the group. Everybody got let go during the pandemic, like everyone did at every tour. The folks at Penn Gaming own Heartland Poker Tour, and they've not hired anybody back. It's on them to make this good for Nick. So, and it was. Pez, I agree. We had so much fun at Heartland Poker Tour events. Jeremy is now the tour director for MSPT. Corey's over at Ameristar St. Louis, or St. Charles, one of my favorite properties in the world to go to. Love being out there. And we'd love to see it made good, and we hope that we see some version of that tour come back.
Boy, we're selling off the 500.
Speaking of coming back,
I'm back.
it is the man himself, the myth, not the legend. He is the 3-time defending Thunder Buddies champion.
That is
the
correct.
Justin.
Nobody has beat me in 3 years. I have not been eliminated from that tournament in 3 years.
Yeah, sure.
That's a pretty good run.
10,000.
Of course, you haven't been eliminated from it too.
There's another 10.
We're not counting. You have yet to have a player eliminate you from that tournament
Correct.
since the start of 2019. Or since May of 2018. No one has eliminated you from that tournament.
That is correct.
Yeah.
That is correct. What do we got in the chat? Oh, Jerry's still with us? Did Jerry tell you he did our logo?
That's the logo guy.
Yeah.
Okay, now I know who it is. From
Yep.
the place down the street in LA.
Yes.
Okay,
That is where you know him from.
that's a good graphics person.
I can count it if you don't want to.
Yeah, it's
Josh left a murder weapon on my chair. I don't know how I feel about this.
Either that or something to help with a colonoscopy.
Whoa, I hope not. I hope not.
Help me. It's slightly less deadly than a Prime Poker Open trophy.
Oh yeah, those could be used as a murder weapon.
Yeah.
Be careful.
You could find one of those in the board game Clue.
In
It could be the candlestick in the library.
the library with Josh's thing.
Hey, Mr. Hammer, sir. The screen name Pez has some nice things to say about y'all.
I was out there for my first time a couple weeks ago for the open of this series. Nice place, really enjoyed it. Nice place, great atmosphere. Awesome. Glad you enjoyed it, Pez.
You know, I get to say this because I have the opportunity, thanks to Justin and management team, to come out here multiple times a year for 2 to 3 weeks for tournament series. And it's fun to walk into a place where you step through the door and you feel like family. You know, the staff feel like that, the players feel that way. It's a welcoming atmosphere. And you get that in a few different rooms around the country. It'd be nice to see many more take on this type of make poker fun again.
Make poker fun again.
Right?
The way the good Lord intended. I didn't enjoy it at all because I didn't win. Well, hopefully not everyone judges us by that standard because every tournament only has one.
So that would mean we'd only have 16 happy people here
Yeah,
during this series.
absolutely. Oh, Stuart. Your boy Stu.
Stu,
Welcome.
I got an option for you, Stu. You step through the door and go to the bar. I might just have to meet you there.
I'll buy it. Your drink's on me, buddy. You come out here.
How soon you stepping through the door?
I don't want to needle him. I would just assume that Stu's still in the main event.
Mr. Hammersmith, this looks like we have a color up the 1K's going.
It does look like we have a color up the 1Ks going.
If that's the case, I'm going to see how we're doing in the main event.
Okay, yeah, go check it. We'll run some quick advertisements about what's going on here. Ben's not here currently, so can't do that. We've got the first flight of the main event going on in the other room right now as we speak. $86 entries, about an hour left in registration for that tournament. We need to get to 1,000 entries for this to hit the guarantee. We'll see what happens there. We have had some overlays so far this series. Not gonna lie. 3 more starting flights after today. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, each at 12 o'clock. You can win your way into these tournaments through our mega satellites. We've got one happening right now at 5 o'clock. 3 seats guaranteed. They got 17 entries in that so far. So it looks like it might get more than 3 seats, so that's good. And then we got another one tonight at 8:30. We have a highly contested player of the series race going on. Also a satellite player of the series. Just the satellite players playing against each other for an added $5,000. $25,000 total added by Prime Social. We still have a couple more events before this series is all said and done. We have the All Bounty Turbo on Saturday night. It's an $1,100 buy-in with $1,000 bounties. All Bounty Turbo.
Yeah.
We've got the send-off event, 580 for 50,000 guarantee. That's going to be on Sunday. Sunday. And Sunday night. Come meet us right back wherever you're watching now, wherever you can hear us. On Sunday night, we are going to be live streaming the final table of the $1,500,000 main event that's going on right now. I'll be in here. Special guest commentators will be in here. We're going to pay out $1.5 million that day,
These feel pretty clean.
as well as $50,000 for that prize pool. In the send-off tournament,
Like, we have to register them? No.
so if you don't make day 2 or if you bust, yeah, 1.5 mil. Yikes. Satellites are every night at 5 and 8:30. We still got satellites tonight, tomorrow, and Friday, so plenty of chances.
3-6. Nice, you already got it.
Plenty of chances to get in. The main event of the Prime Poker Open.
I probably would have done the same thing with Ace Jack, Logan. That guy kept free betting him. Like,
Got
you gotta
dealers
make
talking
a stand.
strategy at the table. There you go. That's what we came here for. $1.5 million. $1,700 buy-in, $1.5 million. Those satellites are $240. Not sure if I mentioned that.
Break.
break time. We're going to show you all the schedule here just for a few minutes. We'll be back in about 5 minutes. Don't go far. Don't go far. We'll be right back.
Just hand one? Hand one, yeah. On you, Lord.
Oh, no, we're back now. Never mind. Never mind.
So they're back. I have the second
Raise
weapon of
to
choice,
13,000.
and Hammer will be back in a few minutes. Just bounced over to the main event. Up player knock out Logan Hewitt and Josh Burkholder on back-to-back hands. Got that player pretty healthy there. Seeing Sean Kunix, who ran up
Heads
a
up.
lot of buy-ins into this high roller without any success. He's now chip leader of the main event, up to about 300,000. He's about a 6x stack right now.
Bet 10,000.
Lawrence is caught bottom pair here. Matt with a backdoor flush draw. Represents something here.
Raise 35,000.
35K out for Matt. After Lawrence opened for 10 with bottom pair. And that's enough for Matt to try and get a little bit healthier here. Lawrence at 100 bigs, Nick at about 110 bigs, Matt at 20 bigs. Excuse me, let's make that Matt at 40 bigs. Lawrence has added 240K, Matt's down 300K, and Nick has added roughly 10 big blinds to his stack since cards went in the air a couple hours ago. So, decent amount of action. Stacks flipped between Lawrence and Matt twice since we've been here.
Raise 15,000.
And the action staying steady. Nines for Nick that will get raised to 15.
Heads up.
All there. 5 deuce deuce. Lawrence with the gutter. And Nick with the overs for 2 pair.
Bet
Put out enough
20,000.
of a bet to entice Lawrence to take a shot at seeing his gutters there. Only 4 fours in the deck, but you know if 4 comes out, Nick's not necessarily going to buy that he's in a bad place. See, you're getting the count there to
Raise
decide that
48,000.
he's going to repop. Strong action there. Repops it. 48K more, and Nick snap calls to hit both. Now, folks, around these parts, boat don't lie. Sheen Wallace may say ball don't lie. We believe boat don't lie.
Bet 50,000.
Gonna continue the story. And Nick's gotta love this because if he's continuing the story, he's saying overpair or a deuce. Nick snapped again. Can Lawrence find one more opportunity to tell his story? He can't win the hand, but he's got to believe at this point the only way he can win it is betting. So does he wave the flag? No. He forfeits more of his stack. And he's looking at a huge bet here. Oh, he stacked them back up. In his head, he thinks the only way he can win is to fire again. Or does he turn France and wave the white flag? Nothing he bets is going to change anything here because he was repping a deuce. And here comes more. You got to be looking at 175 or more.
Bet 150.
He bets 150. Nick's going to take a little bit of time, jam, and Lawrence is not going to like the fact that Nick has 70% of the chips in play. Huge three-barrel bluff there. That the only positive here is Lawrence is going to be able in 30 minutes to see that Nick turned a boat. So he didn't get bluffed off anything. He just bluffed off half his stack. $830,000 now for Nick. Lawrence and Matt now combined for half of that.
6 and 6.
Happy birthday, Nick Papillo. You just took a massive chip lead. And yes, it is Nick Papillo's birthday. I wasn't just making that up. And at this point now, when you have 2x the other two players up here, it really opens up Nick's range. And with that, he's going to call King Deuce.
Heads up.
Can Lawrence rep an ace? After just getting roughed up, it's really hard to come back the very next hand and start to do something.
Bet
We have
6,000.
just the absolute min bet there at 3-6. His lines have gone up now to 3-6-6. He didn't take much, but I'll tell you, after you misstep like that, to have to find yourself right back in the next hand, it's very difficult to go ahead and keep firing. So, props there for Lawrence to at least pick that pot up. In the background there, you are hearing the noise that's coming from the $1.5 million guarantee 1700 main event, day 1A. Nick says, nah, not this time. And just as well, he was not in a good place there. Queen 6 against King 6 of Matt. Oh, 65% of the chips to Matt, 19 to Lawrence, 16 to Matt there. Pretty dominant spot to be able to pick your spots and put some pressure on the other two players. If you want to double in either of them up right now, you'd level your stacks. Now you want to just take that opportunity to keep chipping players down. If you were to run into a spot where you lose some chips, you can get them right back by taking the blinds and antes from both players in those two hands. Matt Quick Chess, you're in
Raise 15,000.
Twitcherati. Go ahead and use the exclamation point and then type in payouts and you'll see the payouts pop up. 9-7 for Nick, pretty standard open for him there, suited. Lawrence getting roughed up there, it's just now feeling a little bit shy. Thank you, Matt Quick Chess, that's how you pop up the payouts. Use the night bot there to show it's 36-5-60 to the winner today, 21-9-40 for the runner-up, and all three players have locked up 13,810. You're not hearing shop conversations here. These players are playing for the money. $3,500 to enter this. Matt's reader's not cooperating for us right now, so we're missing a couple of his hands. Lawrence with the Jack-7, and he just limps. Nick's got a suited 10-8. That's going to get a raise.
Raise 25,000.
Nick doesn't have a history of accepting when people show a sign of weakness. So, limp from the small blind there. Nick's likely opening with a big raise. 10-8 suited there, three-handed is a pretty snap raise from the big blind. Playing blinds a 3-6-6. So that's 30 big blinds. For Lawrence, 30 big blinds for Matt. They've got plenty of opportunity to work. That's 140 big blinds for Nick Phil. Don't hold me to that exactly. I'm just blowing. Same hand.
Raise 12,000.
It says not this time. Looks going to get to carry the best hand over, and Matt's going to come along for a single bet. Single bet into the big blind three-handed. Big blind's calling every time they don't raise. Air for Matt, bottom for Lawrence. He raised, easy opportunity here to pick up the pot. But he gives Matt a chance to catch up. 3 hearts on the board is something that Matt can make a stab at. Checking the flop, checking the turn. Although that's bottom pair, be tough for Matt to represent that he's got something. And he's going to take the pot. Just mentioned a little bit ago the 1.5 million guarantee main event. This is the first of 4 starting flights today. Cards go in the air at noon. Reg and the unlimited entry period closes at 6 p.m. today, tomorrow, Friday, and Saturday. It all plays down on Sunday. We're going to be live streaming the final table Sunday night all the way until there's a winner declared of well into 6 figures for at least first and second place, if not more than that based on how the prize pool comes out. But it is the largest guaranteed
Raise 15,000.
amount in any poker tournament in Texas sanctioned poker history. $1.5 million. Nick opens with King Jack. Lawrence comes along with a 6-7.
Heads up.
Gutter
Bet
for Lawrence.
20,000.
Overs for Nick with a gutter as well. Lawrence with a gutter to an 8. Nick with a gutter to a queen and the 2 overs. They're both going to take it. Lawrence catches up, get top pair there. Nick can't like that because he really doesn't have a whole lot, but he gets to see a card. I don't think anything, if Nick were to bet, is going to get Lawrence off the hand, so let's see if Lawrence decides to fire. He's going to check it. Nick doesn't have anything that can... Lawrence is going to take that down. Just had Jordan Cutter pop in here. You'll see Jordan leading the tournaments here. You see him at tournaments all over the country. He's at Seminole Hard Rock as one of his top spots. And if you were listening into the live stream for the 500,000 guaranteed deep stack last weekend, you heard Ben Irwin, the tournament director at Thunder Valley. Jordan's getting ready to pick up part of that. He's got to go to Seminole Hard Rock right after this for their series, and then he's going to come over to across the country to Thunder Valley for their WPT deep stack 1 million guaranteed 2,500 main event the first weekend in December. I'm going to be over at Thunder because that's right down the street from me. I'm only 15 minutes away.
Raise 18,000.
Days worth of tournaments a year there. Oh, hey, Jordan just dropped off a book. that is written by one of the players in the tournament series here, Dudley Bienvenu. Called Golf and Marriage and Life, a recipe for success. It's going to be kind of fun to flip through this, especially with Jordan and I both having golf backgrounds here. We're both carrying about a 12 handicap right now. So we're both going to have fun flipping through this.
Bet 20,000.
Lawrence is going to lead out into Nick's middle pair, and Lawrence has here again. Let's see, is he in a position where he's going to fire 3 more times into Nick? Yeah, he backs up this one. Lawrence catches bottom pair. Will that entice a bet from Lawrence and Nick? Nick's not going to get trapped here in case he had a bigger hand. Nick's going to take a small pot and just start that 1,000 paper cuts, chipping stacks down. If they were a lot deeper into this and the blinds were getting shorter, you'd be looking at Matt or Lawrence hoping to eliminate the others so they would go into a heads up with Nick as a 2-to-1 dog. We're pretty deep, however, with this at 30 big blinds plus for the 2 short stacks. Not going to see that. Somebody asking where Reese is. Reese has a live stack in day 1A of the main event. Therefore, Flipmaster Reese is not on the microphones. However, someone is on the microphone.
Someone with way less cool. Oh, look at that. Just in time. Lawrence with 2 aces. Gets 9-10 of hearts.
Family pot for aces.
3 players.
Whoa, Nick. Must have won a big one. That's a decent flop. Oh, 2 diamonds. 2 diamonds for Matt against top set. Man, you see that? I go away for a few minutes. I come back just in time. Lawrence with the aces.
Bet 15,000.
You missed Lawrence 3-barrel bluff off more than half his stack into Nick's boat.
Ah.
Yeah. He's a little...
So it looks like he's steaming right now. Is that what you're telling me?
It was 7 or 8 hands ago, and he's been fairly controlled since.
Open-ended straight draw with a flush draw for Matt.
Nick with a gutter.
Nick with a pair and a gut shot, although we could see 0% because his gut shot would give Matt a higher straight, so he can't catch any card.
And Lawrence with top set.
But the good news for Nick is he also can't be eliminated on this hand, so... Did Justin Hammer give a shout out to Justin Kelly yet today? Train, shout out.
The train is still boarding at the station.
Shout out to Train.
Shout out to Train's pinball machines.
Oh, yeah. Those are...
Okay. Train and I only live 10 minutes apart.
Oh, yeah? I have never been. He's invited me.
Oh, you gotta
yeah,
go.
He always invites me. I'm either like freshly running a tournament or freshly exhausted from running a tournament. So I've never had the chance to go see it, but I'll get out there. I'll actually be in Sacramento early next year, so maybe I'll have a chance.
We'll
to
all
go
get
out there.
that done.
Yeah.
I'll make sure you get there. Matt, with so many live cards here, do we see the stacks get in the middle here on the turn?
Yeah, I mean,
Lawrence hasn't been betting this big, so I'm not sure if Matt can really go there.
He bet an amount that's tough to call and then fold.
And the last time,
yeah,
here
he
we
does
go.
go all
We're going
in.
in because the last time Lawrence bet that big, he 3-barrel bluffed.
Yeah.
13
So
outs.
it is an all-in and a call here. Matt is the one at risk. Needs to catch a king, an 8, or a diamond that doesn't pair the board. 3 of spades is not said card.
He goes Sean Kunix and is eliminated.
Yeah, Lawrence is going to win that pot, eliminate Matt. Matt's going to be our 3rd place finisher. I believe we are now heads up.
We're going to be heads up, and Nick is going to have a 2-to-1 chip lead, almost to the chip, as we get this going?
Still with plenty
Right,
of chips.
right as
in
you
play.
were walking in, talking about whether that could take place. So he's just shy of a 2-1 lead.
$13,810 for Matt.
Nice payday there.
Is Nick going to get the greatest birthday present of them all?
Nick is looking for a $36,000 birthday present.
I would like one of those.
However,
My birthday's in June, just in case you're
Nick is now guaranteed a $21,000 birthday present.
I would take that as well.
I'd
actually.
take that as
Yeah.
well. And Nick actually has family here. So if you happen to be watching on the stream because you're sitting and looking up at the monitors to see how it's going that the players can't see,
Yeah.
happy birthday, Nick, and welcome family.
Happy birthday, Nick and fam.
I drew down. We appreciate that.
Okay, so we're, if I'm not mistaken, we're playing 3-6-6. Oh, look at this.
6. Hello.
3-6.
3-6, and Nick's not going to believe much of any open from Lawrence heads up.
So we're heads up, and the short stack has 70 big blinds.
Yeah.
I would say there's still some play left in this tournament.
The big blind has 140 bigs, the big stack. So 210 bigs total in play.
Otherwise, not much.
We could quite possibly be here a while, or those stacks may get active. And I have stacks that are getting active in the main event that I really should tell everybody about. So I'm going to do some talking
Please
about
do.
the fact that Nathan Benford on back-to-back hands knocked out Logan Hewitt and Josh Burkle.
Yikes.
So I'm going to go give him some props.
Okay, that seems fair. Dano the Mano. He's doing commentary. He's doing our live updates. He does a little bit of everything around here.
18,000.
You can buy him a cup of coffee at buymeacoffee.com/Hold'emMedia, Dan. He would appreciate it, and he will drink it. Verified. 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 Pair of threes for Nick to give him the best hand. Lawrence has 2 overs to that pair and a couple of backdoors. Backdoor straight, backdoor flush draws. That gives a couple more outs. Lawrence can make a straight with an 8. Would make the best hand with a 9 or an 8. Lawrence bets. 54,000, takes it down. Nice bet there. We are playing for over $36,000 for first place in this high roller. Part of the Prime Poker Open here in Houston, Texas. We've got a nice little 25-50 PLO game that's going to be on the stream on Saturday. Check that out if you like PLO. Some of the players from this high roller live stream will definitely be in there, including Lawrence, who just flopped the best hand here with top pair and a club draw. Nick has no pair anywhere. A 5 will give him a straight. He bets 12,000. Lawrence calls. We're going to see a turn card. 10. Diamonds. Lawrence checks. Nick checks. And king gives Nick the best hand. Leads the flop, checks the turn, gets there on the river. Decent chance Lawrence thinks he has the best hand here now. This is probably a bet for value. To beat any of those misdraw hands. Nick. Can't imagine Nick folding here, making top pair. It's a pretty strong hand. He's probably considering, yeah, seeing if he can get any value with a raise.
70.
It's a well-disguised king. He will get called by a lot of inferior hands that don't put him on a king. One pair of hands, much like the one that Lawrence has right now. Good raise here by Nick. Let's see if Lawrence sniffs this one out. He does make the call here. Good bet by Nick. Gets him an extra 50,000. Good raise there by Nick, rather. Will extend his chip lead. Take a look at the payouts there. 36,560 for first, 21,940 for second. As we wrap up this high roller event, it got 25 entries. 2 are left. Started yesterday. Finishing it up today. Main event going on in the background. $1,700 buy-in, $1.5 million guaranteed main. As Lawrence looks down at ace queen of clubs, raises it up. Nick with the queen six. Defends, and we'll see a flop. $10, $10, $5. Lawrence bets there and takes it down.
Is that the first time that you played this series? This series, yeah. How about you? I played. Played a 360 and a 600.
Right.
Another ace for Lawrence as Nick raises the jack 9. 18,000. Lawrence defends, and we will see a flop. Both players flop a flush draw. Nick's is better with the jack of diamonds, and now has the better hand with a pair of jacks. In command of this hand. Lawrence considering what to do. Six pairs the board. Lawrence bet, Nick called. Lawrence checks. I was gonna say, I think I heard a bet. 60,000. Lawrence trying to figure out what to do here with ace high. Ace high is just ace high, but there's a lot of hands that would bet here. Missed draws. Queen 9 with a diamond. 7-8 with a diamond. Hands like that. He does get called, it looks like. Pair of jacks. Decent chance that hand would have gone very similarly if he hadn't have caught the jack, so not a terrible call there. VPIP. Wow, Lawrence with 70% VPIP at this final table. Impressive. Anyone know when Holden Media Dan will be around again? That guy's great. I don't know how to take that, but yes, he will be here. He'll be around. He's out working. Many of us take on different jobs here,
Praise.
including Dano. Gut shot for Nick. And 8 high for Lawrence. If you want to see Dan's updates, you can always go to primesocialtx.com. That's a good place to look.
Praise.
Great play there by Nick. Check raise with the gut shot. Knows that Lawrence will bet a decent chunk of his hands. Justin Hammond, Justin Hammer and Kelly. Commentator, singular, just me. I'm Justin Hammer. I'm the tournament director here at Prime Social. I help put together these series that we run here. Of course, with the help of many, many individuals, but my name is Justin Hammer. I do some of the commentary. I write some of the structures, put together some of the schedules, man of many parts, as Lawrence has 2 queens here. Nick doesn't look like he put his cards into the reader yet, so we're going to play this one dark or until he puts them in. We shall see. Raises it up, takes it down. Entries. Hello, Justin. Hear a lot of great things about you. Well, thank you. Always nice to hear that people are saying nice things about me. Sometimes they say other types of things about me. It's part of the job. So we see a flush draw here. There were 25 entries for this event, which started yesterday. It was a $3,500 buy-in, high roller event, one of 16 that we have going here at the Prime Poker Open, as we see Lawrence bet with the flush draw, and Nick calls. Flush does get there. Wow, a club would actually give Nick a higher flush draw, just with that 6 of clubs there. Generated a prize pool of over $81,000. First place is $36,000 plus.
Then you have 3 more flights of the main event after today, and the all bounty turbo.
All bounty turbo.
I mean, is that like happy birthday D-Gens?
Yes. Yes, it is.
How about a celebration tournament?
That's going to be a lot of fun, actually. Lawrence bets 70. Now Nick has a gut shot and a flush draw. It's actually the best flush draw. Tough for him to know that. Registration is fixing to close here on the main event in the next 10 minutes or so. Another flight tomorrow, like Dan said. Registration open from 12 to 6. If you're like me and on a budget, you could still get into the main event for $240. Registration's still open for the 5 o'clock flight tonight. There's another one at 8:30, and then tomorrow and Saturday. Also at 5 and 8:30. We will have some sort of cash game live stream tomorrow. I'm not sure what it's going to be yet, but I would like or follow all of our socials. We are on Twitter at PrimeSocialTX. You can follow me on Twitter at the Justin Hammer.
As opposed to the Ohio State, it's the
Right.
Justin Hammer.
I go back and forth. It might be the, but it sounds like you know, a little snooty when it's like the, like I'm the, yeah, a little. I would just like to point out, Justin Hammer was already taken by some German dude who hasn't used it in like 12 years.
That's rude.
Yeah. And that's kind of what you did on Twitter, is you did like a the in front of your name.
Right.
I've been on Twitter for a long time, so.
So Nick's starting to step it up here to better than a 3-1 chip lead at this point. Back to where he had been a little before we saw Lawrence knock Matt out in third place. How do you round this off? I mean, we're pushing chips up a little bit, but essentially $1 million for Nick and $250 for Lawrence. Lawrence was 6-3 and a bet that Nick contemplating a raise with King 10 of diamonds. Heads up, said he's just going to see that flop. Lawrence been getting a lot of these 6-high hands. Nick's opts to let Lawrence bluff into this. Tough to pull off.
Raise.
You got to feel something there, and he did. Felt that Lawrence was simply going to c-bet. So, crap there. Check raise gets that insta-fold, and that gets Nick to the milli mark. Lawrence just under 40 big blinds. Playing 3-6-6. Queen for Nick.
Raise.
Making it 18, Lawrence with 10-7. Put 2 more bets in there, and he will. Nick the top pair. Lawrence with a backdoor Broadway draw.
21.
And Lawrence just in a position now. Yes, he does have 30 bigs, but he's such a deep underdog right now that he has to be careful about calling these bets when he hasn't made the flop. Trying to hold on, it's 21,900 and change.
Last hand.
The runner-up, 36 and change for the winner. And my thanks to producer Josh for finding my phone.
Praise.
I left that somewhere as I was going picking up hands for the main event.
18.
Nick with a gutter to a 6-high straight. Lawrence with queen high. Nick wants to challenge Lawrence again, saying if you haven't made a hand, you just can't respond at this point.
4A.
And Nick not in a position where a bet like that's going to hurt him. So he's putting Lawrence in a position right now where Lawrence has to play back or blind himself out. Oh. Queen 8 for Lawrence in the big. Nick makes it 24 this time. Goes 4x. And Lawrence says, I'll look you up with Queen 8. I think you're bluffing. And Lawrence catches a flush draw, middle pair, and checks it back, and he gets there. 4 hearts. Nick's kings not only see an ace come out, but see 4 hearts. Lawrence right there, realizing he's got the flush draw, but geez, you know, a deuce or a tray of hearts. Maybe. But ace of hearts, it's going to be hard for Nick to make any river call. Oh, that's brutal there for Lawrence. Seeing 2 aces. You want to see small cards there. Lawrence might be able to move more out of this. You're on Nick's side. I think so. 2 aces are out. What's the likelihood he has a 3rd ace? Oh, shoot. He could have 9-10 of hearts. And I'm not in a good place either, he's thinking. So, not a lot of value Lawrence can get here. Can he size it enough to where Nick feels like he's got no choice but to call? He went a little more than pot. Half pot there.
68.
He's bet half his remaining stack. Nick has watched Lawrence bluff more than half his stack into it. He's going to work through a lot of possible scenarios here before he makes a decision. Whatever the decision is, those chips are going away. And that decision is to keep the stack he's got in front of him. We are heads up here, the $3,500 high roller in the 2021 Prime Social Poker Open. Dan Ross will hold the media here on the mic. We've had a whole host of people coming through, from Justin Hammer, DJ Viegas, producer Josh, all coming in, joining in on the mic during day 1A of the 1.5 million guarantee main event. Lawrence with more 6-high and 7-high hands. After the last hour or so, he's had not a lot of great starting hands. Nick with Jack 6. Bit of a favorite here. up with kings, and Nick has made the 4x raise into him. Jack 7. Lawrence just rip here? Does he open rip kings? He's definitely going to raise it up. He makes the bet. He gets the chips. His way back in just a little bit. Still finding himself better than a 3-1 dog. Ace 6 for Lawrence this time, king 3 for Nick. Your head's up. You have a king or a queen.
Raise.
Or a king or an ace. You know you're coming in. Nick's calling anything there with a king in his hand. And a massive chip. No help for either player there, and Lawrence a 4-1 favorite to take this down. Lawrence now catching a pair. Nick saying, prove to me that you're good. He's got 2 pair. Nick with a gutter to a 4. Lawrence going to look that up. Nine puts straight cards out there. Gives Nick bluffing cards. And he checks it back. He shut the action down there for Lawrence. And his 2 pair, that's all he's able to pick up. But that's Lawrence's high mark now in chips since heads up began. Well, he's worked his way back now to almost 30% of the chips in play.
Raise.
Nick's starting to raise up the amount he's opening with now.
22, yeah, I was right. Yeah.
Making it 22 now. Nick, 4 hearts. Lawrence doesn't have enough there to play back. Says your logo here. That's where you can be a sponsor of Prime Social's live streams. Email info@primesocialtx.com. Let them know you want your business there.
Right.
You can even get your business
22.
on the cut card. Or right now it says the 2021 Prime Poker Open. You see sponsors there like Courtyard by Marriott, Residence Inn, where the tournament staffers stay. Better Than Your Mother's Cookies. Businesses that help support the live streams and the events here at Prime Social.
Raise.
Lawrence opens with Queen Jack of Diamonds. Nick Ace 10 of Clubs. Nick's made it 100K. Lawrence has 300K behind. Nick's constant aggression here, heads up, could get Lawrence to call off his stack with Queen Jack of Diamonds. And if he does, he's not going to like what he sees. Look to just be calling things. Gets him to call for a third of his stack. Pre-flop. Ace 10 in the window. Lawrence gets a gutter to Broadway. Nick has top 2. Lawrence with a backdoor flush draw as well. No backing down by Nick there. Hoping that Lawrence came along with, say, ace jack, ace queen, because he flatted. Ace king probably would have raised again. Nick hoping there's an ace there so that he calls. Good opportunity to try and get more chips by leading out. A call here is almost 25% of Lawrence's stack. It's more than, I'm sorry, it's just shy of a third of his stack.
All in. Call.
Lawrence decides to call his stack off, and he's run into top 2. Lawrence needing running diamonds or a king, or this is over. And Nick goes boat on him again. Lawrence Chang is going to cash in second place, pick up $21,900. And Nick Papillo is going to celebrate his birthday with a win in the $3,500 high roller. Congratulations to Nick. Congratulations on winning that on your birthday, having friends here in the background to come and celebrate with. And I'm pretty sure it's worth of
What a nice birthday.
You know, it was really nice.
winners photos of Nick
I know,
Papillo.
I know you were going to knock him out. Okay, so we get it.
Oh, thank you everyone for tuning into this. That's going to be the end of our live streams for today. We're going to have a cash game of some type tomorrow. We are going to definitely be going on Friday and Saturday with live streams, and on Sunday we're going to be bringing you the final table of the $1.5 million guarantee, $1,700.
I figured that when you
Prime Social Break Open main event, the largest guarantee in Texas sanctioned poker history. So we hope you join us for the stream, or that you have the opportunity to come out and get a stack in play. Dan Ross from Hold'em Media, and thank you for joining us at the Prime Poker Open.
These are so hard to put a flop on.
Well, yeah. These are even slicker, so it's actually harder to put these in.
Dick, you built these before. I actually looked back through my stuff.
Yeah.
I think this one makes it that I've taken more than $1 million worth of winners photos for you now.
Is it?
That's kind of sick. I was on the phone with Ben yesterday. We're just getting the trying to get the circuit schedule published.
Oh, nice.
We got it. I think it went live on the website yesterday.
See how it looks.
Yeah, that's gonna work. So I'm gonna come at this angle. So the trophy we're gonna set here.
Okay, sweet.
Where's the